recorded live with little or no editing. It's Defense Up. I'm Run 7. How you doing? Today, we have a kind of a smaller set of defenses coming in that we're going to look at. So if you're a newer player with some beginner stuff, we're going to show you what you could build. Now, actually, some of these teams are a lot older and probably not worth investing in at all, like team number 1 here. We grade on 5 different criteria. It's who you're using, their placement, their power levels, their ISOs, and what kind of mood I'm in. This is the Pimtech team, and if you are a newer player, do not build this team. Ghost is the only one of value, and she's been outpaced at this point in time. There's no reason to build any of these guys at this point in time. However, if you happen to have them and you want them built, this is the way to do it, although I would recommend trying to put in a little bit more, I don't know. This is a tough call, because you don't want to build this team, but they're not stopping anything at this power level. This is the correct ISO setting. This is the correct placement. You've got the, nope, this is not the correct placement. Okay, so it's supposed to go Strife, then Wasp, then we're gonna go Yellow Jacket, then we're gonna go Ghost, and then over here is gonna be Ant-Man. Ant-Man and his daughter Strife, they pick up the taunts. So they're to the outside. Yellow Jacket and Ant-Man are called for assists from Ghost, so you want them skirmishers to place the vulnerables. Ghost is a striker for the turn meter rewind on her basic, and then Wasp is very jumpy and does AoE's attack, so that's it. What's the matter, Athame? Why can't I double down on his daughter Strife? Oh, did I say Strife? I'm sorry, Stature. Thank you, Athame. If you want to jump in live on chat Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you can come in. Be sure to put it in all caps like Athame does to catch me when I say stupid things like Strife instead of Stature. All right, so Stature as a fortifier, there in the side, she's picking up the taunt. That's Ant-Man's daughter there. Thank you, Athame. I appreciate that. He's going nuts with the caps in chat right now. Okay, so I hate this team. I think it's a worthless team to be putting on defense. I don't think anybody should be building it, new or old. But if it's all you've got, then throw it in there, and this is how you would do it. I'm going to give it a B for this. I'm going to assume that the Real Zero does not have anything else to be putting in on defense, and they are saving their best stuff for offense, which is what you should be doing. This would be an A if the placement was changed, and I would appreciate it a lot better if it was an actual defense. Team number 2 is the old school Asgardians. This is not a team you want to be putting on defense. However, not many people have the traditional counters for this team anymore. So you could trick people at higher levels, like what happened to me the other day. I went into it with the Uncanny plus Beast, thinking that it was the hero Asgardians, and wasted my Uncanny team on it. I was pretty upset because that would just blow it up anyway. So maybe you could trick people by throwing this in here if they don't pay attention, but most of the time, I wouldn't run this. I would run the hero Asgardians. It's a really good defense. Really starts paying off at 1,000,000 plus. This, let's see, Sif as a fortifier. That's what we're doing these days. Thor as a raider, not a striker. Loki skirmisher, and Hela should be a striker, not a raider on this build. Again, don't build this team though. It's old, it's outdated. We don't want to do it. Hela should be a raider off of this team, so it is technically a good pick. But if you're, the 5-piece, she has a combo with Loki. Man, this stuff is so old, it's hard for me to get excited about it. And then Heimdall should be a raider also, so I don't like who you're using. Their placement, no. Let's put Heimdall next to Sif, and then put Thor to the outside as far away from Sif as possible. So I don't like the placement. I don't like some of the ISOs. I don't like who you're using. I'm just going to fail you for this team. It's an F. I think you should have, even free-to-play players were able to unlock Valkyrie and Mighty Thor, and you should be putting them in instead. Team number 3 is the Hydra team with Zemo. Now, if you're going to put your Hydra team out there, you probably should put Zemo on it, because Zemo counters the Hydra team and Zemo counters the Zemo counter to Hydra team, if that makes any sense. So this is okay. However, I don't think that that Crossbones or Winter Soldier they're garbage. Don't use them. Don't use them at any power level. Use the minions because they'll have to get killed and come back. And then you're going to put Fortifier on the minions. You're going to leave Zemo as a skirmisher, not a raider. And then Red Skull can be just about anything you want. It really doesn't matter. I kind of like him as a skirmisher, or it really doesn't matter what you make him. Striker's fine. Whatever. However, you have 2 raiders and 3 strikers. That's an imbalance. This is just terrible. I don't like this at all. I don't like who you're using. The placement, I guess, is okay. You do have Grenadier with Zemo. That's good, but I want these 2 guys replaced with the minions. And yeah, go with let's go with the Hydra guard and maybe Hydra sniper for the offense up. I think might be it. You can go with just about anybody, but I like Hydra guard because at least he draws the taunt and makes it harder to attack certain people. I'm gonna give you a D+ on this one. It's passable, but I really hate these tunes. Striker on him is not great. I think probably go skirmisher. Don't use him though, you know? Raider over here is fine. Striker over here is okay, but you need skirmisher on Zemo. Yeah, it's just, this is no good. I don't like this at all. Moving on to team number 4 is the AIM team. You have, let's see, trying to figure out skirmisher, healer on scientist. She can be to the outside, and you should put this person. Oh man, it's been so long since I've seen AIM on defense. I can't even remember. Is it, guys, help me out here in chat. Is it the guard? Is it AIM security who does adjacent healing, and then researcher heals whoever's lowest? Is that it? Wow, this is a tough one. Okay, you want healer on the AIM security. You want healer on researcher. You're gonna want raider, or better yet, skirmisher on him. And let's go healer on scientist, and then skirmisher here. So I think you only got 3 of those ISOs, right? Oh man, this is an ugly team. Don't use this team either. There's so much better stuff. I feel like I'm being trolled with this. Like somebody was just throwing in like a year-old defense on this one. Wow, this is really bad stuff. I mean, as far as the AIM team goes, you're using the right people, but I want a placement change, and I want different ISOs on security, and I want different ISOs on Graviton. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this one does adjacent healing, and this one does, yeah. Just look at the adjacencies on that one. Okay. I'm gonna give you, gosh, let's go with a C- for this one. It's not as bad. Those changes aren't going to affect it as much. Still a terrible team to be using. So old and outdated. Okay, so this is the power armor with Ultron, Powertron as we used to call it. This is better for offense, or it was better for offense a year ago. This is real trash right now. We should be making the Bionic Avengers out of this and using it for offense into Web Warriors. So get Iron Man off of this team. You could replace him with, I don't know. You know what? Trash this team. Just trash this team. It's no good. You'd be better off putting, oh man, they're underpowered. Oh, so ugly. Just F. Just this team's an F. Use Ultron someplace else. He's built up, compared to the rest of your stuff, he's built up way better. Get Ultron off this team. Trash the rest of them. Put Tony Stark on the Bionic Avengers. Use that on offense. Getting an F for this. That's just a total waste of 2 decent characters. Sinister Six. This is a filler defense right here. Don't use Doc Ock on this. I don't like it when people put a great big Doc Ock on it with underdeveloped Sinister Six teams. Speaking of which, we were talking earlier in stream today about Doc Ock and Shocker or Electro being used in conjunction with the Web Weaver, that Tangled Web team. That's a big possibility. Look for reworks coming to that. That's all speculation. There's no rumors about it. That is just speculation. But we're thinking that these, this guy's going to get reworked. These could be used on a different Sinister Six team. One of these guys is going to be used, or girls, is going to be used with Doc Ock, with the Tangled Web team. Could be. It sounds interesting. I don't know. Anyway, this team is garbage. It's a filler team. team. Raider or Skirmisher. Raider or Skirmisher, not Striker. Let's go with Striker's fine, Skirmisher's fine. Not Fortifier. You want Raider or Healer on that one is what I would go with. None of these characters are worth investing in. Watch to see if they do get reworked here in the next couple of months. We do have rumors about Green Goblin being reworked on that Mr. Negative team, so watch for those. This is done pretty poorly. You've got your tank to the outside, and on this version, that's okay, but when you run Doc Ock on a built-up version of this, you're going to want him adjacent to Doc Ock somewhere in the middle, so if he gets blinded, he cleanses the blinds. Again, super old stuff that we just don't really care about. Going with a C- on this, I'm not excited for it. Wakandans, here's something that's finally making some sense. This team got reworked. They're doing a little bit of damage. Your placement is okay, although I would like to see you bring them all up to gear tier 14. They work great in Cosmic Crucible. We need Cosmic Crucible teams to do some real work. Let's see, Striker, Skirmisher, Raider, that's good. Healer on her, Fortifier on him. Fortifier on him is okay at this lower power level, but once you start building up M'Baku, go ahead and make him a Striker, and he'll be doing those triple hit combos with Okoye. Works really well. That's really the only improvement I see is build this team up as it's still a decent team to invest in and change that one ISO to a Striker when you do. I'm going to give you an A- for that. You're finally on the right path with something useful. Team number 8. All right, we're making some sense here. Young Avengers, you've got Ms. Marvel in the corner. I don't like that. Others do for specific teams and reasons, especially if you have like a Miles build where Miles is adjacent to her. Really messes up the Dark Hunter counter. Things are really getting mixed up with the changes to Dark Hunters and A-Force. People are moving teams around, so I'm not even sure what's attacking into this at the high end anymore. So personally, I still don't like Ms. Marvel in the corner, but you've got the right ISOs. However, I do think Kate Bishop should now be changed to a Skirmisher to make sure those blinds stick. It's a pretty decent team. Go ahead and take them to gear tier 14. I don't like stopping at 13. They do a lot of good things. So I'm going to give you a B for this team. Change that ISO, probably change that placement. I don't know. We'll have to talk to... I need to get an authority to tell me exactly what the heck's going on with Ms. Marvel and people still putting her back in the corner now. Team number 9 is the Web Warriors. Again, another good team. It's good for defense, although the Bionic Avengers absolutely blows them away. You do need to build them up pretty decent for the Scourge event. Let's see. You got Raider on everybody, Striker on Miles. That's one thing to do. I'm finding that OG Spider-Man should be a Skirmisher. His stun is not sticking at all when I need it to. So maybe change him to a Skirmisher for the boost there. Otherwise, build the team up to gear tier 14 or even a little bit higher, depending on what raids you're in. Make sure you're handling your raid content. Gonna go A- for that team. And finally, team number 10 is your Heroes for Hire. We saw this one coming a mile away. Everybody's telling me that the Red Guardian was the hot thing to do, but we're already finding counters for it at the high end, so maybe just stick with this for now. I don't like Healer on Iron Fist. It's absolutely useless for the counters that are coming into this. You know, like a Weapon X puts ability or heal block all over the team, and so it does nothing for Iron Fist. You're better off either going with a Fortifier for when he dies and revives, or Skirmisher for laying out vulnerables, or even Raider for crit damage on his big punch. Otherwise, your ISOs are great. Placement is good. I like it. I'm going to go A- for that team. I just don't want to see the Healer ISO there on him. Okay, so these were some old teams and some newer teams doing okay. I felt like a lot of this was a filler, almost to the point like I was being trolled because some of those were so old. If you've got some newer hot sauce kind of teams, be sure to find the links in the description. While you're down there, hit that like button. It helps boost my stats, and I'm supposed to give you guys plenty of time to look and hit that like button, I guess. I don't know. I hate self-promotion. I'm not actually all that good at it. Remember, don't just have a good game, be good to yourselves and others too, and I'll see you next time. Bye.